The weatherman's prediction of 16 is, but still, it's got to reach mine of 18 today. Don't think it's going to get anywhere near Barbara's 20 degrees today, but well, you know, it's about time I had a win. Got to be honest with you. Wednesday, October the 28th, middle of the week too, by the way. That's where you usually find them. And we are joined this morning, coming out of Chilliwack actually, and British Columbia, also in Langley, and that's the important one because Nick's joining us from the band Fear the Wolves. Let's do this first. So we're off. Sorry about that. A little bit of a hiccup switching over from the other studio.
That's all good.
I was a little faster than they were, literally. Nice to have you guys join us again live here at galaxy107fm. And for later on, when you watch this on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah, sub, thumb, bell, bingo. You know what I'm talking about. And joined live today, coming out of the band Fear the Wolves. And well, I think their origins are definitely British Columbia, and I'm trying to ascertain whether it's Chilliwack, Langley, you never know. They might be all over the place.
Don't forget Surrey.
And Surrey. Surrey. Interesting. So we're going to be joined by Nick out of the band. Now he's the drummer, and good things about good drummers too is the simple thing is that he's not scared to actually go and do a bloody show. Nice to have you with us, Nick, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you. I see you got your cymbals in the background. What do you use?
Yeah, I've got Sabian cymbals. I love the company Sabian. They're Canadian, so I like to represent Canadian companies. I got myself, here, I'll give you a tour. Right here, I got Zildjian hi-hats, but I like Zildjian. They're a great company, but I do like Sabian 100%. I got myself a custom series DW drum set. It was actually made to look exactly like Neil Peart's drum set. Yeah, that's about it.
Nice, nice.
More on the wall over here too.
Okay, well, I'm a big Zildjian fan myself. In fact, I was with a friend of mine the other day that went and got some drums, and he's got these new cymbals with holes in them. I says, does it cost you extra for the holes?
They have some awesome new lines coming out right now.
Yeah.
If I could have all of them, I would.
You're like me, kid in the candy shop. Believe me. But I had to ask him, you know, did it cost any extra for the holes?
Well, it does go a lot more for the creation. They have to be a lot more precise because every single hole is the exact same, right? And if they're custom hand making it or hammering it, it's just that much more labor. So yeah, it would cost extra.
It would do too. But I was just being funny, to be honest with you. He didn't think it was funny at the time.
Good morning, John. Nice to have you with us.
John, nice to have you with us. I've got a good friend of mine coming out of the UK that's joining us. I want to talk to you about him a little later on too, because you might be very interested. And Bronson, if you're watching, believe me, you will be very interested. You will. But let's go live to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 22 after 11 o'clock, 17 degrees downtown. More than the weatherman knew he was going to fail, but it's going to get one more yet to get to my prediction of 18 today. Of course, being coming out of Canada, you would understand that it's not Fahrenheit, it is Celsius, 17 degrees. Not bad for, coming into spring, I feel. While over there, I think they're heading into winter, to be very honest with you. And, there's some parts of Canada, 40, 50 below. Yeah, no, it's not my kind of deal, to be very honest with you. I'll keep away from that. Are you familiar with the OPP?
OPP, no, I'm not too sure.
Okay, that's the Ontario Provincial Police. Now, what they do is the traffic department actually get in touch with us and ask us to do a road report for the weather at the time because, well, check this out. a driver, would you believe, got into a little bit of difficulty, had a bit of an accident, and was carted off to hospital. But the responding sergeant that went to the accident actually noted that we were playing on his radio at the time. So they got their heads together, got in touch with us, and every year now, not only with the OPP, but also the Mounties, they got involved as well. They give us information about the roads in the wintertime so that the drivers that are on those roads can drive a little more informed and a little more safely.
Awesome, that's great.
Yeah, all the way from New Zealand.
Yeah.
That's weird, isn't it?
What do you know, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you know something? We've actually saved a number of cars and accidents who have been listening to us over the last couple of years that we've been doing it. So happy about that.
Awesome.
So we try to be a part of your community as much as you're part of the Galaxy community now. And I've got to congratulate you doing the interview. And it's not easy getting an interview with us. You've become part of the Galaxy family. So Nick, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy to be a part of it.
Now, Fear the Wolves. Now, there's a bit of a story here. It used to be Feed the Wolves, wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to be Feed the Wolves, and this is before I had joined the band. And Bronson and Alan, they were trying to get their logo design for Fear the Wolves, right? But at the time, he Feed the Wolves. The person doing the design mistakenly misspelled fear and then wrote feed, thinking that he said Feed the Wolves. And then when he wrote Fear the Wolves, Bronson and Al look at each other and they're like, you know what, we actually like this a lot better, and it works pretty well. So they stuck with it. It's just stuck like butter.
Yeah, I get that, actually. I really, really do. And, you know, some of the best creations are done by accident, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know, so good on you, Bronson, for absolutely having an open mind and thinking about that and not sacking your graphic designer, literally. But at the same time, love the logo.
Yeah, that's a really cool logo. That was one of the first things that intrigued me when I found them.
Absolutely. And it was one of the first things that I looked at when I first heard about you as well. As I said, it's not easy getting an interview with us here at Galaxy. Literally, poor Barbara, she gets about 30 bands a day, 50 bands a day. Wanting interviews, wanting to do the promos, everything like that. And at the same time, of course, we've only got a certain amount of time through a week, and it's been a difficult week, this one with a long weekend. And Barbara's first day, middle of the week, Wednesday. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it kind of stacks up a little bit, but she's got to take that to the production and her, they sort of work things out. Then it goes to a board, and the board is only interested in our image, whether it's good or not, for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
After it ticks all those boxes, it comes to me. And it comes to me in a kind of a USB kind of deal where I play you in my car stereo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, two reasons for that. First reason, literally, is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. You know? And believe me, I've had plenty of people saying, you got to do this, you got to do this. No, I make my own mind up. And I do it in my car. I've got a kick-ass stereo in my car too, by the way. But the second reason is, well, to tell the truth, nobody else wants to drive with me. They kind of think going sideways is weird.
Hi, Troy. Hi,
Taking every
John.
corner and sideways, eh?
Well, you know, we're kind of in the middle of three major cities, which is Rotorua, Whakatane, and Tauranga in the North Island. And, well, we're a little milling town, but if we want anything, and believe me, we can do this from anywhere in the world. We really, really can with the technologies available to us today. But we're in a little milling town, and that means lots of forestry around, right? Well, I know where they keep the codes and the keys for the for the fire breaks. So, you know, there's nothing unusual going sideways down dirt country roads listening to some damn good music. Now, I've got to be honest with you, Get Down was the very first song that I heard of Fear the Wolves, and literally I did that. I pulled over the car, cranked it up, opened up the doors, cracked a cold one, and took in the ambience of it while I'm listening to this. Absolutely right there. Said, that's nailed it. I want to do the interview. Tell me about Get Down. How did you come to that?
Okay, so Bronson is the one that wrote the song, and good job to him because he nailed it. The song, it was originally just there was a lot of change that went to the song, a lot of growing and a lot of learning from all of us. Once we had a very solid foundation with the song, we had played it at our first headlining show at this bar downtown Vancouver called the Roxy. And that's when we actually met up with the producer, Darren Grant. And he, we got in contact with him. When we met with him to work on the song, there's a lot of it really helped us take it up that extra step, I think, because of his expertise. He's worked with, Nickelback and Metallica, et cetera, et cetera. He worked under Bob Rock, and, that really helped us step it up. So, for the drums, for instance, really fun grooves, right? First, it started off pretty driving, but, then he took it up that extra step, and, he got that do-do-dak-do-do-dak with the bass drum work, and, oh, yeah, killer song. Once we got it recorded, that was a lengthy process. We went to the studio 4 times. One day was fully just recording for drums, and then we did an individual, guitar and bass and singing. And Darren worked, extremely hard on it and did a fantastic job. We did a music video with it afterwards at a bar in Chilliwack because, Bronson's close with one of the guys, Casey, that owns a place called Main Street. So we were able to do a nice music video and follow guidelines for COVID as well, which was awesome. So
strange you should mention Main Street. Would you believe? In my younger years, I actually used to be a DJ and an engineer for a nightclub in Auckland on the Main Street called Main Street, would you believe, on Queen Street. So it's nice to hear that name again. It really, really is. Holds fond memories. In fact, I worked with people like Roxy Music back in the day there. And Men at Work, an Australian band. I don't know whether you know about Australia.
Pardon me?
I don't know whether you would know about Australia. It's kind of next to New Zealand.
Oh, yeah, no, Australia. I know Australia.
Yeah. We're made up of 3 islands. And, well, if you include Australia, we'll call that the West Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, New Zealand being Stewart Island, which is a little island right down the very bottom of New Zealand. Then whoever named New Zealand run out of, well, imagination, I think, and called the next one South and the one after that North. Brilliant. Absolutely. I'm about renaming things. I think Stewart deserves because it is a name, you know what I mean? I don't think South is a name.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. South Africa, but...
Well, that's also a name, really, isn't it?
It is a name,
yeah, but South Island isn't really a name. It's just a location. It's like, having longitude and latitudes for a street address.
Oh yeah, any tourist that comes by, you say, how do I get to that island? Oh, you just go south.
Yeah.
Wait.
Exactly. Just keep going down, literally. And believe me, as a young university student, I used to live in a place called Dunedin, which is right down the bottom of the South Island. I think Invercargill is the only one closer to the North Pole, to the pole than Dunedin. And believe me, it's damn cold down there in the wintertime. It really, really is. But you guys would be used to that. We used to have to wear scarves. So our students got called scarfies back in the day. Useless information, to be very honest with you. But at the same time, we used to be rather radical. At the end of the year, we'd burn our couch on the main street. Yeah, the fire department hated that one. 500 couches going up on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Keeps them busy. It does. They panic. They don't know which one to go to first. They get one out and the guy next to us is lighting up his one. Literally. Because as a student in the past, I'm pretty sure you'd be familiar with sleeping on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We had many couches in our flats. We did. Not a lot of beds, would you believe? We had a lot of these divan deals going on, if you know what I mean. And about... Yeah. The apartment's only good for 2 people. We had about a dozen. That was us.
Couches can be pretty campy.
Yeah, they can be. They really can. But, it happens. It's part of being a university student. You can't afford a lot, and you make the most of what you can. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yep. Otherwise, you can't afford to buy the beer. And that's the most important thing in the fridge. It is. It really is. Believe me, my first 3 degrees were all drinking degrees, I'm pretty sure of it. We got pretty sauced to get through those. Having said that, my friend, it is an absolute pleasure to have you here at Galaxy. Now, I've got a fan question for you. Fear the Wolves. Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? But more importantly, Nick, do you respond?
Oh, yeah, we're on. We're just opening ourselves up into the Twitter world, and we have that all available. We're most. We will be there probably mostly on Facebook or Instagram. If you're on Facebook, you will most likely get a response from our bass player Bronson/singer. And if you're on the Instagram, it'll be from any one of the three of us. And I also myself have my own Instagram handle that I will also reach out and go back and forth with fans as well.
Now, Nick, at the same time, do you have a website? More importantly, on your website, if you do have one, do you have a merch store?
We have a website, and we are actually undergoing trying to get that up to the next level by adding a merchandise section in the store, because we do not have we have our merchandise. We actually do sell it, and we will ship to people as well. But we're currently trying to step that part of our game up as well. So get more under the table to then put it on our website so that people can continuously see something there.
Absolutely brilliant, because believe me, bro, when people see this, they're going to want to buy product, you know what I mean? And I feel sorry for you. If you or Bronson or anybody else, especially Alan, answering all the emails, and you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans in no time at all. I feel sorry for you there, because you get nothing done. But at the same time, if you've got a merch store, they will want to buy product. They really, really will. And, well, got to say, it would be nice to be able to possibly talk to you about getting a little bit our way as well. We would love to be able to promote you, if you know what I mean. And people do. Look, now, having said that, today, Miss White got her shirt on. They go and have a look at this while they're doing the while we're doing the interviews. People actually go and, you know, they get on their phones and everything while they're watching this, checking out who I'm wearing. And before you know it, lots of sales are being made. So keep that in mind. We'd love to be able to promote you guys as much as possible as well.
To anywhere in the world. So, well, yeah, if anyone there wants one, just message us towards our Facebook or Instagram page, which is at Fear the Wolves, and the Instagram is at Fear_the_Wolves band.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk to you about your forthcoming EP. What's the name of it?
Name of?
Your EP that's coming up.
Oh, the EP? We haven't actually decided on a name for the EP yet. We're still under construction for a name for it. We want to make it sure it's hitting on the ballpark. So we don't have an official name yet.
Yeah, I couldn't find one, if you know what I mean. That's why I asked the question, literally, because, believe me, I think it's an absolute stunning collection of music that you've got to this point. I really, really do. 4 songs, get it down, bring it on, and Take a Swing, also No Way. And we're going to be talking about each and every one of those. But at the same time, as I say, I couldn't find the title of the EP. I just had to find that out. Bring It On. Tell me about that. How did you come to the lyrics?
Okay, so Bring It On. All right, so the song has been constructed by Alan. He wrote this song, but Bronson's been writing the song, and it's been a team effort for writing. All of us have tried to, put our, input into it, but Bronson's been leading the writing process. And okay, it's a bit of a funny story. So we played. This is before I had joined the band, and there was a show that had been played with other people. So they had been seasoned to the, playing live, let's say, and they'd been around the block a few times. They weren't a bad band, they weren't or anything by the stretch, but they had a bit of an attitude to them, and they seemed to be like, no, this is our stage, you guys don't deserve it, we, blah blah blah. So they're very self-entitled, and I myself, I don't know what the band's name is or if they're still even around, but they did have a bit of an attitude to them. So and when Bronson and Alan, they weren't doing anything wrong. They were just wanting to, do what was told and just play the show and stuff like that. Didn't want any trouble. So then Bronson it just set him off in the wrong way. He just didn't like the attitude, so he decided to write about it. And, bring it on,
I get it now. I really, really do, because believe me, I absolutely love the track. Now, I've been an engineer myself for about 30 something he is, to be very honest with you. Not only studio engineer, but front of house as well. Travelled around the world with a few well-known bands. You may recognise some of them have only 4 letters that come out of Australia, and one of them actually has a lightning bolt in it. You'll figure it out. But I have had quite an extensive engineering career. Now, I absolutely love the work that's been done on these tracks, and I want to talk to you about your engineer, the guy that's been producing it very, very shortly. But first of all, right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by Nick from the band Fear the Walls, is Bring It On. How you feeling, Nick? You okay?
Oh yeah, great.
Nice. Don't need a stiff drink yet?
No.
Bugger, I'm not working hard enough. I'm not trying hard enough.
Are we able to turn it up any louder?
Are we able to turn it up?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I've pretty much got it blasted.
Okay, that's all right.
Nick, you don't have a volume control on your mic there, do you? Can you just tip it up a little bit?
The microphone?
Yeah, just a fraction louder.
I'm not too sure if I can. Let me see. It's just coming off of my computer.
Right.
It's usually down the bottom.
I'm not too sure I can. I can
No.
move you.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. In fact, I like that view. That's quite cool. It really is. What's the photo in the background? Is that Metallica?
That is Metallica. Yeah, I got that at one of their shows when they played with Avenged Sevenfold. That was an amazing concert. I also got Rush up there because they're one of my biggest influences with Neil Peart. Led Zeppelin. I got John Bonham's logo on tattooed. And I got Pink Floyd, and then soon to be Guns N' Roses up there.
Nice. Well, I've worked with Metallica. I know Lars personally. He's a good friend of mine. I've also, I can't say I've worked with Led Zepp, which I would have loved to, but I have worked with a number of other bands, including a couple that you have there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, believe me, bro, I've spent my life literally working in the industry. You know what I mean? Not just as a radio announcer, but literally in the industry.
Tickles my insides with that knowledge.
Believe me, I could tell you some stories. I really could tell you some stories. But, you know, I don't want to get it X-rated. Because some of it can be. Yeah. Just wondering if you guys would... I take into account, of course, the COVID thing that's going on right now, but, you know, once that's lifted, would you guys consider possibly coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
If you guys would have us, then we would be willing to come, of course. Yeah, that would sound like a dream come true for us.
We would love to have you. We really, really would. One very quick question. Have you ever been signed?
No one in the band has been signed before.
Okay. Keep that in mind because I might be able to work something out for you.
Talk about it after.
Yeah. Literally.
All right.
Literally. But in the meantime, let's go back to the desk.
Hi, Troy.
So, Nick, let's talk about your last name. How does that come around? Can you pronounce it for me? Because I'm kind of stuck on that one.
No worries. It's pronounced Swab, but a lot of people, to save them the trouble, they will pronounce it as if there's a W instead of a B, so Swab. It's a Hungarian name.
I wondered where the origins of that name came from. Now, are you Hungarian yourself?
Yeah, I have a quarter of Hungarian in me, and then a half 50 Croatian, as well as Welsh and Irish.
Oh my God, you're a bitzer.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And believe me, I would love to be able to run through the genius of all of that thrown together. But you've been a drummer. Well, you've kind of been beating up things since you're about 4 years of age, haven't you?
Pardon me, say that one more time?
You've kind of been knocking out a beat since you were about 4 years of age.
Yeah. My dad, he played since he was about 12 or 13, and so I grew up watching my aunts and my dad playing with my uncles. So when I was about 4 at a party, then my dad, after him, him and the guys played, then I was like, hey, I want to learn how to play the drums. And he just told me to go play a simple boom, ka, and then took it from there.
Yep, absolutely. Believe me, I started playing. Well, actually, I played, would you believe, my very first concert was actually in my mum's kitchen.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I pulled out the pots, got the wooden spoon out, and before you know it, I was kicked out of the kitchen, never to return. I wasn't allowed that because I broke the spoons. And henceforth, that was the start and the end of my drumming career in the kitchen. It really was. But believe me, I've played the drums a number of times over the years. More so, would you believe, as an accomplished roadie. Yeah, I always got to set up everything. I never got the glory at the end of it. You know what I mean? But that's part of the trade, really it is. Learning to be part of the crew running around the world with different bands. And believe me, it has been an absolute honour to be able to do so. Having said that, we spoke just very, very briefly while your song was playing, and just mentioned to you, would you consider coming to New Zealand? Now, believe me, we would love to be able to have you down here, down under, in New Zealand, playing maybe about 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand, but at the same time, maybe about a half a dozen to about 8 over in Australia. Now, the reason why over in Australia is, well, we like their money, right? You do get this feeling that, this is a little love-hate thing between New Zealand and Australia, don't you? Yeah, it's like Canada and America and it's on ice hockey thing. Well, ours is rugby union, we got the All Blacks, they don't. They got the Wallabies.
Do you have any of the poisonous animals there?
Well, we do. We have a spider.
One.
A daddy longlegs, would you believe that really? Yeah. No, we don't have anything that's life-threatening unless you're looking at me. That could be different. That could be very different. Now, inviting you down here to New Zealand, and we would love, love, love to be able to have you guys do shows in front of New Zealand audiences here in New Zealand, but we're kind of crazy. I've got to be honest with you. We like to do little out-of-the-box kind of weird things. Are you guys up for a challenge?
Oh, we're always up for something new and a challenge as long as it's, as long as we're staying safe. But, if we're staying safe and we're having a good time, and people are enjoying what we're doing, then we are up for a challenge for sure.
Don't you worry, you'll be completely safe. I will admit, yeah, bail money. Bring yourself some bail money. If you're going to hang out with me, you might need a little bit of that. But other than that, you'll be completely fine. You really will. In fact, you never know, you might even have a police escort because they seem to follow me everywhere I go. It's true. It really is. Now, having said that, have you ever heard, and you're allowed to, as long as one member of the band, because we have this tradition, Barbara works for Aurora Entertainment, she brings bands into the country prior to, of course, the COVID virus thing, and we'll do so again once that's lifted, but have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
Can you say that one more time?
Hoo-hoo grub. It's spelled H-U-H-U, grub.
No, haven't.
Okay, you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, this is a caterpillar. Well, it's on steroids, literally. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini. It's big, it's white, it's got a black head. And what you do is now I suggest maybe alcohol before, during and afterwards. But what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head, don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on this, it tastes like creamy peanut butter. Now, the indigenous folks here in New Zealand, called the Maori, still today use it as a delicacy.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, we'll send you a video of it, just show you that I'm not pulling your leg. We really do these things here in New Zealand. But down the west coast of the South Island that I want to rename, literally there's a place there called Hokitika that has wild foods festivals. Now, you'll be familiar with festivals, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs on a stick. Yeah, not there. Not there. Literally, yeah, you might see a kid wandering around with a deep fried locust on a stick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, really challenging. And believe me, it really is challenging. They kind of deep fry stuff down there that you really shouldn't deep fry. I've got to be honest with you. But at the same time, you can come away with some really nice deep fried ice cream or deep fried Mars bars. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
Something different. But I've got to be honest with you, Nick. I've been going there for about 20 odd years now, and I keep saying to the management down there they should have a specialised tent. Something where you can dip women in chocolate. All day eating, I tell you. It really is. But down there, they have a lot of fun. Now, have you ever heard of a place called Queenstown?
Queenstown, yeah.
Okay, not Queensland, that's in Australia.
Yeah, Queenstown.
Queensland in Australia is where all the men wear dresses and stuff like that, I think. I've been told. Anyway, Queenstown, down in Queenstown, a little boutique kind of city come town. All the A-listers go, from around the world, go and hide down there. In fact, Shania Twain owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago, same with Keanu Reeves. Tom Cruise was down there as well. So you never know who you might run into down there, but I've got to be honest with you, Nick.
He's a man.
Well, I've got to be honest with you, you don't want to run into me down there. No, honestly, I'll throw you off a bridge. we have a thing down there. A good friend of mine, AJ Hackett, down there, has a thing called bungee jumping.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, so as I say, you can nominate a member of the band to do a number of weird and wonderful things, as long as at least, you all get a go at something rather different, if you know what I mean. Now, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee. Okay, and at the same time we also, yeah, exactly, nothing like being a yo-yo rather than being a splat, right?
Yeah.
Believe me, and I've seen some pretty hairy stuff over the years, but AJ just laughs it off and says, don't worry, they're tough. Yeah, very much so. Also, Big Swing, there's take you out over the gorge, and believe me, that is a hair-raising thing in its own right. It really, really is. But it's something that once you've done it, you say you just really needed to do that. It's really crazy. You come away going, wow, why didn't I do that before? You know what I mean? And believe me, I give it a go as many times as I can. But at the same time, I don't mind throwing you out of a perfectly good aeroplane as well.
Oh, no.
Listen, I've been doing paragliding and skydiving for about 37 years now, literally. So I'd be more than honoured to take you guys and throw you out of a good plane, but I'll come and join you.
I can't speak on behalf of the other members of my band, but that is something I've actually tried to, in the last 6 months, overcome myself. Not because I'm wanting to go do it right now, but I do know at some point in my life I'm going to skydive, and I'm trying to get over that fear of the irrationality of the parachute not opening, because there's a lot of other things that go on.
I get it. And safety first, all the way through. Everything we do is safety first, 110%. You know what I mean? So believe me, I'm a very accomplished skydiver. I've been doing it many, many years now. And, well, you can't keep me feet on the ground. I love being in the air. I really do. Have you ever heard of a Zorb?
A what?
A Zorb. Z-O-R-B.
No, Zorb. Sounds familiar, but no.
Okay, plenty of alcohol for this one. Believe me, you're going to love this. It's a big, round, clear plastic ball that we put you in and roll you down a hill.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It really is a lot of fun. Now, just to up the game a little bit, and why I say plenty of alcohol is we'll put some runners in front of you. Now it makes a move mobile Skittles. You know what I mean? Now, why I say plenty of alcohol is, well, simply the looks on their faces are priceless when you run over top.
Yeah.
Yes, it really is. And believe me, I love doing that. I really do, including. And we'll take you down the luge as well. Believe me, little go karts past, downhill, lots of fun. It really, really is. I kind of get a kick out of that sort of thing, and I suppose you would sort of get that idea by saying, people don't like going sideways down country roads sometimes. So that's my sense of humour. It is. I love that. Take you up to Auckland. Take you to a casino or two up there. And at the same time, maybe Rainbow's End. We'll put you through a few things at Rainbow's End. It's like Disneyland, Knoxbury Farms, stuff like that up there. Have a little bit of fun, and in between, we'll get some work done. What do you reckon?
Oh, that sounds like, I don't think the band could be happier about something like that.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, will you be bringing girlfriends, wives?
Yeah, Bronson would love to probably bring his girlfriend Adrienne, and I would absolutely love to bring my girlfriend as well. And Alan's currently not seeing anyone, but if he does at some point, then I'm sure he would love to bring her as well.
Okay, well, I tell you what, if you do bring the lady folks with you, are they into shopping?
Yeah. I mean, like I will tell you one thing. My girlfriend would probably be more interested in doing skydiving than shopping.
I like that. Well, I tell you what, we'll go and take her out for a beer while Barbara takes the rest of them out and does a bit of shopping. Barbara's an Olympic shopper.
All right.
She really is.
She would definitely enjoy shopping as well. She would love that.
Nice. Well, Barbara knows the places to go. She really, really does. So we'll cater for that as well. Like a bit of wine?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I love the wine.
Well, I tell you what, we'll drop in and do a couple of shows, what do you reckon, at a couple of wineries here in New Zealand. We got some absolutely world-class wineries here in New Zealand producing some absolutely stunning wine. So,
whenever I get wine, it's either BC wine, so homegrown, or it's New Zealand wine.
There you go. And may I recommend a bit of Marlborough?
Marlborough? Oh, I've had that. It's good.
There you go. Well,
my friends, they have it in red, right? Red Marlborough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's her favorite.
Well, I tell you what, we'll take in the place that makes it, and possibly we'll do a couple of performances there as well. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it.
That'd be awesome.
I like it. Winery show. Yeah, let's do that. I'll get Barbara to set it up. And, could be a golf course.
Yeah.
Could be a baseball court.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Anywhere where you could take a swing. Really, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about Take a Swing.
Take a Swing is just, it's one of those songs that you just want to dance to, man. It's like, take a swing and, have a good time. Although it was a fun little back and forth when I was first joining the band, just kind of wondering, should it be Take a Swing? And then, because we were wondering, could it be better? And then I was like, what about Take a Swig? But then we decided, no, Take a Swing is perfect. Just because it's a nice dance song. It's a good song you want to just have a good time with at the bar. When we played it at the Roxy, it was the song that got everyone cheering on the dance floor.
Now, tell me about the Roxy, because believe me, I've been there a couple of times myself, and a number of my victims, let's put it this way, that come out of Canada, frequent the Roxy quite a bit. Tell me about the Roxy yourself. Give me your impression of what it's like to actually play at the Roxy.
Oh, playing at the Roxy was an awesome time. It's a nice wide room. So the way that everything's laid out, I think that it really helps divert the sound properly, because I think that they really did want to have it be a nice bar and show areas too. And I loved the fact that they had a stage and a glass barrier for the drum kit, so it didn't feel like if I were to really crack on that snare drum or the cymbals that I'd be overpowering the band. It was a lot more controllable, and it also was easier to mic up the drum kit as well. So.
Place hasn't changed really over the years. It really hasn't. Absolutely stunning venue. It really is, the Roxy, and I loved playing there myself. Here at Galaxy Live is Nick from the band Fear the Walls and Take a Swing. Gosh, it's hot up here, Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you're right here. It may only be 17 degrees outside, but add an extra 10, 15 degrees in here with all the computers and monitors going off.
Oh yeah.
And we have this really, really cool air conditioning thing called Open a Bloody Window. That's the extent of it here. The boss won't buy us an air conditioner. Last year, you got to see this. Last year, the boss says, "You want air conditioning?" So he bought us a fan.
Mm.
Yeah,
Nice.
tiny little fan. It's a sense of humour. Hey, Barbara.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you want air conditioning? Have a fan.
It's all right. We all got one.
Oh, you all got one?
Yeah.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
But
I
you
thought I was
use mine.
special.
You use both. You use mine.
I do use yours because it ain't big enough creative breeze. It isn't. You guys are coming into winter time over there, Nick.
Yeah, we're just heading into wintertime right now. Yeah.
What's the temperature get down to there?
Around Vancouver, it normally wouldn't get past -10. It would be considered really cold if it's getting past -10 down in Vancouver, but down in go to the prairies and Alberta, Edmonton and stuff, you're gonna get to -40 easily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, believe me,
visiting
I've
in the winter.
spoken to so many people. One guy last year, he was saying to me, it's -52 here, and I'm going,
Jeez.
why are you there? Why would you do that to yourself? I'm sorry, if it gets down to 0 here, we start bitching.
Well, actually, I knew people that were in the Grand Prairie in Alberta, which is a little bit north of Edmonton, about an hour and a half or so, and it gets so bad there during the winter that they have about a week's worth of darkness, just because it's so much snow and there's so much cloud and there's no sun to get there. It's just continuous snow.
That's like a brother of mine over in Norway. They have about a week of daylight and a week of darkness, different parts of the year. That's freaky.
I know.
Daylight all day, all night? No way.
Especially for me, I have watched too many scary movies that have had that concept with it.
I like
You
scary
like
movies.
scary movies?
Yeah,
Wow.
I do too. So, how would you describe your style of music?
My personal style or the band style?
The band style.
Band style, I would say it's a very... It's got a cross with some kind of a grunge, but it's not too dark and mysterious either. It's got a very uplifting and classic rock feel, but it makes you want to jump around a little bit too. So I consider it kind of a cross between like a Nirvana to like early Nickelback, and then mix it with a bit more of a modern kind of like dancey pop feel. And I mean, that's at least just for some of the songs we currently have out. We're working on some other songs, so a bit of a
I got to be honest with you, Nick. It's brave of you to mention Nickelback, especially these days, because everybody goes Metallica. But you know something? I actually know the guy who was the very first manager of Nickelback.
Oh.
Good
No
friend,
way.
yeah, good friend of mine. His name is Clyde Hill, to be very honest with you. And well, it went from strength to strength right there. Got to be honest. But people give Nickelback a bad name, and I love this band. I really, really do. There's nothing wrong with them. Chad's a great guy, to be very honest with you. So I absolutely love. Okay, fair enough. Metallica, you got your faves, you do. But it's nice to have Nickelback mentioned again. It really is.
I think that a lot of people subconsciously, to be honest, don't dislike Nickelback because they found the formula and they once they found it, they reached there and they decided, you know what, we don't need to follow it anymore because we already made it. We're already, rolling in the money, and now we can start doing our own thing. And they got a little bit harder. They stopped doing the, you know, never made it as a wise man. They started heading into the, Dark Horse album. They started throwing down a little bit more. I think that's what really threw people off because they had their set groove. They were making it, and then they decided, you know what, we already did it. We followed the formula. People liked it, and we're gonna do our own stuff now. If you like it, cool. If you don't, whatever.
Well, I call that inventive, literally. Too many bands can be on the same sound, the same thing, repetitively over the years, and then, what do you know, they've brought out a greatest hits album that all sounds the same over the years. But Nickelback, they changed their flavour. They changed their whole persona. And they can revert back to that, but at the same time, they were brave enough to go out there and experiment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were ready to evolve as a band and take it to that next step for them.
Absolutely, and I think
musician too is continuing to push yourself on your instrument and with your passion to continue exploring new ideas and options.
Exactly. Now, I think that should be embraced, not put down.
Yeah,
and nice of you to agree with me, Nick. I really, I've been saying this to people for years. It's not the fact that they have made it and now they've gone a bit weird. No, it's more the fact that they are prepared to go out there and find new sound, new work, new stuff. And I think that is not only inventive, but damn brave. I really do. And good on Chad and the boys for doing that.
I mean, some people may disagree with me on this, but I think that they may have had a bit more influence on the hard rock and even more of the, metal aspects, because you hear something like Sleeping with Sirens or Falling in Reverse. They have some of their sounds can kind of cross over. It's like, I might be able to take a hint of that from Nickelback when they started crossing over. Maybe not, specifically those bands, but I definitely can see them having influence, whether or not people like to admit it or not, that they had an influence on a bit of a change.
Absolutely, and I still think that Nickelback are leaders of men.
Definitely, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Chad, he wrote for Theory of a Dead Man. I saw them live before COVID, and Theory is a great band, and Chad Smith, he's a great writer. So and he's still doing great work writing for other people. Absolutely.
Now, speaking of writing, who's the major writer in your band? Is it Bronson?
Bronson is the major writer, yeah. And I myself, I'm the youngest. Bronson is 28. Alan's just heading into his 30s, and I myself am 21. So for me, I'm trying to take more of a role into the writing process as well. So that'll be coming up more in the next, and then further songs and songs we actually are currently writing. I'm taking more of an initiative in writing as well, but Bronson definitely takes the lead because he is the one that's speaking those lyrics as well, right? So for I'd say a good portion he's able to write his own thing, and he's also not afraid to come to the band and say, hey, you know what, I'm stuck on this part, or I'm not too sure if this is the best I can do or the best that we can do as a band. So he's not afraid to come up to the band as well to say, let's work on this together, right? And not have it be like, no, this is my part and this is your part. We're all very inclusive when it comes to everything.
That shows leadership qualities to me. It really, really does. Having said that, Bronson, absolutely stunning work. Love your style. I really, really do. And it's not easy writing songs, I know. Believe me, I know it's not easy. Having said that, though, there is a way, or maybe for me, there's no way, which is true. Good segue, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about No Way. There we go. Tell me about No Way.
No Way. No Way is that good. Just let's take you on a drive and let's just listen to something peaceful and relaxful. But it's a love song, and it's a nice song that people can really relate to. And it's not in your face. There's nothing too complex, and it's kind of I don't want to say easy, but it is an easygoing song. It is a song you can just relax and listen to, right? And it for me, when I first heard it before I joined the band, I was like, I instantly feel like I've heard this before, even though I know it hasn't been done. but I know this is a sound that it's like, if it hasn't been done yet, then it's waiting to be done. So,
Nick, I got to be honest with you, my favourite Fear the Wolf song right now. 1,365 people so far have requested it, and believe me, we love it here at Galaxy. Live with Nick, the drummer, by the way, from Fear the Wolves. Here is No Way. How you feeling? You okay?
oh, I'm doing great.
Nice, nice. So we'll wrap it up after this, and I've got to thank you so much for doing the interview. Will you consider coming back again, having a chat to me again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, call me anytime.
Or, okay, anytime, I'll do that. But we would love to be able to follow you guys through your career. If you've got new music that you would like to release, would you consider bringing it this way and having us helping you out?
Well, straight away when we get our next song out, we're working on a song called Nostalgia, where it's not the official title, but we're leaning towards that, and we're going to be working on that with Aaron Grant this weekend, actually.
Nice.
Before we cut it up to maybe mention to viewers that both Take a Swing and No Way have been revamped in a much nicer way, and I'm sure they're going to like the changes that have been done to it, because it picks it up a lot before.
Awesome, and you just did that. You really did.
Just got to sing the new version.
No, that's really cool. Is John still with
Yeah,
us?
John,
He is.
got Troy.
I want to
Staying
talk.
up late.
John's staying up late.
Yeah,
He is. I want to talk to you, Nick,
1
about
a.m.
my friend John,
Hi,
who
John.
comes out of the UK, who actually has a label he's watching intently right now, and he will probably want to talk to you and to Bronson and also to Alan about possibly doing some work together. Would you guys consider something like that?
Yeah, I think we'd love that. Yeah, we'd love to get in contact.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll do a
Awesome.
group thing.
Now, I got to be honest with you, I don't knock on his shoulder or knock on his door that much, because I mean he's been doing this for 20 odd years, right? He's very good at what he does. He has 2 labels actually. He split the label in half, but also he has a magazine, a radio station, podcast, connections all the way through Europe down as far as Bangladesh.
Wow.
Okay, so he does a lot of work that way, plus he does also concerts. You could find yourself literally playing in front of 180,000 people at a castle. You know what I mean? So literally, he is somebody that I would be more than honoured to introduce both you and Bronson and Alan to. And as I say, he's a friend of mine, so I don't do it often. But when I find a band that I think is worth investing in, looking into the next level, I think you guys are going up the scale, and I think we can help get you that much further up that scale. And that might even help get you here in New Zealand as well. You know what I mean?
Of course. I'm sure I can speak for Bronson as he's watching right now, that his heart is beating just as fast as mine hearing that news.
Okay, well, we will talk after this about that. Now, all I can say, guys, is no harm in talking, right? What we will do is we will set up a group chat thing. I'll get Barbara to do that. I'll have a little bit of a say, because if I say something, I'm sure John, who is watching right now, will take notice that much
John,
more.
you're up late.
Then we'll leave it to you guys to sort out
So
whatever happens from there.
appreciate
My disclaimer is, I'll introduce you. I think you're worth that next step.
Well, thank you very much. That means the world to us.
Nice. And believe me, bro, I'll let you know how many people are online listening after this, and it will surprise the hell out of you. It will. You okay? No, wait, but yeah, wait. Literally.
Ready to shit my pants.
Good, good. Believe me, as I said, 64
Well, he got
countries.
sizzed up for us, so he can shit his pants.
Well,
That's what he said.
I don't mind if he does. I can't smell it from here. You know, we're COVID friendly over
We
here.
are.
We are. You know, we do everything COVID free, and no fossil fuels were made in the
No.
making of this. I didn't have to drive anywhere. So let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 13 after 12 o'clock. Not bad, we've actually done about an hour in there, just on 4 songs. I love that, I really do. 17 degrees downtown, one more than the weatherman, and it's been an absolute pleasure talking to Nick Sparp. Did I get that right, Nick Sparp?
Yeah, Nick Bob, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. I was listening. Literally a band of strange names. Literally, Bronson Rasmussen. Got to figure where the origins of that came from. And Alan Yang. Now, Alan is the guitarist, Bronson being the bass and the vocalist, and Nick the drums right here at Galaxy. That makes up Fear the Wolves. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to these young men. Now, we were discussing if they're coming out with brand spanking new stuff, would he be interested in coming on back? He did indicate that he would love to be able to come back and have another interview with me. And, well, you know, I know a good therapist. I have a very good friend of mine. She's a very good therapist. Believe me, if you need one, I'll put you on to her. You know what I mean? Other than that, all I can say is plenty of alcohol. Plenty of alcohol, believe me. If you're going to come to New Zealand, you're going to need a little bit. I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine coming out of Norway. His name is Geir Miranda, and he has a band called Viking Queen. Now, there's another band coming out of Canada called The Mighty One that I've introduced to. They actually have collaborated, done a Christmas song, metal Christmas song. Love the idea, really, really do. Stupidly, though, they've got me on the video.
Handmade.
They're not going to sell a single copy like that, but, you know, it is there. But they are coming to New Zealand and doing a show there. Maybe, just maybe, we can integrate you guys in with these guys and get you here in New Zealand. Also going to be taking the stage is Dave Evans of AC/DC, and possibly a lead singer from a band called Candlebox. I don't know whether you remember Candlebox back in the day.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, Martin was a good friend of ours. He's going to be taking the stage here in New Zealand as well. Kevin Martin? Yes, absolutely. He's going to be taking the stage as well. And check it out, actually, because believe me, it's going to be a great, great show. We would love to have you guys here in New Zealand and playing in Australia as well. And, well, after a little discussion we're going to have very, very shortly, you never know, we might be able to turn this Australasian tour into a world tour. That is exciting.
That is very exciting.
Absolutely. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet, Nick. We've got a couple more things that we're going to do, including some crazy photos. And believe me, you'll get a copy of everything we do, including the Facebook Live. We'll convert that over. Barbara will even make a movie, so you'll be able to, you know, show your friends. Feel sorry for you, actually. I really do. But we'll take some crazy photos as well. You'll be able to put them on your wallpaper on your phone, show your friends. You know, Kiwi's not healthy, don't do it. You know what I mean, right? But in the meantime, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Going to switch over to Studio B. Here's the 5-man electric band and Signs.
looking for. I see you looking, but look no more. Are you single, ready to mingle? Something tells me you're not an angel. It's the way you move, oh, your body. Oh, damn, you talk so smooth. Get down on the dance floor, down on all fours. Get down till you can't anymore. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down, down. Everybody get down. Get down, get down. Get down, get down. Why you standing still? Time for a refill. With hips like those you were born to kill. Let's turn up the heat. Listen to your heartbeat. My favorite song on repeat. It's the way you move, oh, your body. Oh, damn, you talk so smooth. Get down on the dance floor, down on all fours. Get down till you can't anymore. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down, down. Everybody get down. Get down, get down. Get down, get down. Everybody down on the floor. Tonight's the night we're animals. Everybody, give me some more. Tonight's the night we take no more. Get down, get down, get down, get down. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down. Get down, get down, down, get down, get down, down. Get down. Get down, get down. Get down, get down. Push the walls to the ground. The ceiling comes crashing down. Get down, get down. Push the walls to the ground. The ceiling comes crashing down.
Hey boys, I've got a hell of a deal for you.